Kevin Kugler of Westwood One.
Hi, everybody. It's Pete Pranica of the Memphis Grizzlies and Fox Sports Southeast.
This is Danielle Musselman.
This is Kyle Peterson with ESPN. This is Tom Hart of ESPN and the SEC Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Washington Sports Digital Network.
Washington thanks you for your cooperation in keeping Tiger Soccer a family game.
And welcome to Tiger Soccer here at Cluck Field on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University. Today is our first stream of the 2024-25 school year here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, and we're glad to have you here for some non-conference action between the Ouachita Tigers and the Christian Brothers Buccaneers. I'm Isaac Bourne as your play-by-play analyst, joined by my color analyst, Phil Bird. So, Phil, are you as excited for this new season as I am?
Oh, well, absolutely, Isaac. We have some really exciting things coming out pretty soon. Our first Signal article is going to be coming out this week, and we actually did some fall sports previews during the Ravine Report that will be printed around campus as well. Tell us a little bit about the Ravine Report.
And the Ravine Report, a new sports newsletter that we have just released here at Ouachita's campus, has just released today. And we're really excited to be able to release that here from the Ouachita, the Rogers Department of Communications here at Ouachita. But it will be all around campus, so make sure to pick up a copy in print and then soon to be online. So, Phil, what are some quick notes that you took in your soccer article that you recently wrote in this Ravine Report?
Yes, I did. I had the pleasure of talking to Coach Wes Hollifield, and he told me some of the strategies that he really wants to focus on this game, and as we go into this season, he talked quite a bit about things that don't necessarily show up in the box score or in the stats. He talked about getting those 50-50 balls, getting those second balls, and whenever there's a ball in the air, just going all out for it. He really wants to take a defensive, a really gritty strategy. Some of the words that he used for the culture that he's trying to build here were blue collar or very gritty with a relentless work rate. And, he just really wants to focus on the defensive mind.
And now here is Brian Ramsey announcing the starting lineups for both teams.
Led by head coach Enda Crahan. Team captain number 14, Philip Jouch. In goal, number 0, Jacob Morales. Team captain, number 28, Nate Opie. Number 3, Daniel Moreno. Number 6, George Chandler. Number 8, Olaf Kramer. Number 12, Omarion Velasquez. Number 13, Harry Lane. Number 23, Robin Mullers. Number 18, Russell Brown. And number 11, Alexander Blanche. And now the starting lineup for your Washington Tigers, led by head coach Wes Hollifield. In goal, number 1, Dylan Stahl. Number 2, Hunter Reck. Number 4, Ava Bowl. Team captain number 5, Christian Baker. Number 6, Nathan Frost. Team captain number 8, Eli Stewart. Number 9, Jao Gonçalves. Number 12, Grant Isbell. Number 14, Alex Murillo. Number 16, Jared Garcia. And number 29, Cameron Garcia. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please rise to honor America and those who serve it for the playing of our national anthem.
And right after the national anthem, the players shake hands at the start of the game, getting ready for the first bit of sports action here on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University. Phil, looking at this Ouachita team this year, what do you see? What players do you see that kind of might change the game, or might change the game from a season last year that they, didn't exactly really love?
Well, I did get to sit down with Coach Wes Hollifield, as I was talking about earlier, and some players that he really pointed out that could be really leaders in this culture that he's trying to build. Defender Christian Baker was one that came up a few times. He's actually a captain, as we were just heard on the announcement. But Christian Baker, another defender that came up was Hunter Reck. Just some players that have been here for a good amount of time that can really contribute on the defensive side of the ball. Some other players that came up, the entire goalkeeping unit came up, and he was very, very excited about everything they had to offer. But particularly Dylan Stahl, who we see is getting the start today, was brought up multiple times.
Dylan Stahl was the starter for the Tigers last year, but from interviews with other players, we have heard of some flowers given to freshman Isaac Murray, so we might see him getting in the game just a little bit today. Now, with just a couple seconds till the start of this game, you see the Tigers warming up as the Buccaneers look down at their competition. One difference that you see between both of these teams is the youth on the Tigers team this year. You see a lot of freshmen, while this Buccaneer team is very experienced, very aged. You see a lot of these starters junior, senior, graduate student age. So, Phil, if the Tigers want to come out on top here, what do they have to do here?
Well, you talked a lot about experience there, but I think one thing that the Tigers might have is their inexperience might actually benefit them. This is a Tigers team that has not had very favorable results in the last few seasons. They have a new coach and a new culture, and so they don't have as many players that might be dug into a culture that didn't produce the results that they were looking for. They have some players new thing.
Quick drive to the goal. Christian Brothers is get it right back on the other side of the field, but Stahl gets on top of it.
Man, Dylan Stahl right there. He's a great goalkeeper. The coach had nothing but praises for that young man right there.
And Stahl is going to over to Abba Bowl, excuse me. And it looks like there as Eli falls to the ground that the Tigers are going to get themselves a free kick.
These are the moments that Coach Hollifield really wants the players to practice and learn for. One thing that he specifically talked a lot about was focusing on the counterattack, and one thing that you really have to do here is to get the ball off the free kick very quickly. You have to go up the field just as they're doing.
You see the Tigers advancing the ball really quickly. This is the second time already that Jacob Morales has had to get on top of the ball in this match.
It's a really, really good sign after, in past seasons, kind of a lack of drive to get to the ball, but they're really showing that today.
Back in the back corner, Tigers in their own territory. Going to swing it, going to try to swing it downfield, but good heads up play by Olaf Kramer to put it out of bounds. It's still Tiger ball here. This time Kramer cannot get on top of it.
And that's the type of play that Coach Hollifield specifically was talking about improving for this young Tigers team. They really want to do things that don't show up in the stat book. And one thing that's very obvious is what just happened. They were getting in the air. They were going for the 50-50 balls. It was very good.
A bit of a tussle there as Russell Brown questioning the referee, and while Stewart for the Tigers is going to be on the ground, but he's getting back up, and he looks like he's doing a little bit better now. Here's the free kick again for the Tigers. It's going to sky into the goal area. It's going to go back out. Christian Brothers is going to get it back down the field, but it's stolen at half. Nice tackle there.
And that ball may not have gone their way, but just from there, you see our two captains, Eli Stewart and Christian Baker, getting very, very heavily involved, playing a very, very counterattack heavy and focused defensive play right there.
So far, we've already seen a pretty physical game. This is the third free kick for the Tigers already, and this time it's going to be way closer to the Christian Brothers goal.
He really just looks like they're going to kind of have a very compact defensive strategy right here. Christian Brothers will.
Good opportunity for the Tigers. Ball's up in the air. And Morales is going to get on top of it. Good look for Ouachita there, but they cannot convert. Christian Brothers back deep in their territory. To the keeper.
One thing Coach Hollifield tended to really focus on was creating a new culture here at Ouachita Baptist as he clears that ball right there. He was creating a new culture at Ouachita Baptist, and part of that culture means learning to win. And we've talked a little bit about past seasons, but Coach Hollifield really put an emphasis on learning to win and learning to put that past in the past where it belongs.
As the Tigers and Buccaneers continue to battle, you start to see a little bit of rain falling here at Cluck Field, something that was forecasted just a little bit, but as you notice, the OSDN team having to adjust a little bit to the conditions. But as for Phil and I, we'll continue to be here on the call for you guys. Sorry, excuse me, but while we are here out at the more wet conditions, you guys can sit in your dry areas as you watch it online here.
And hopefully our camera equipment won't get too wet.
And with these wet conditions, we still hope that we can have our pregame show for the upcoming Ouachita football game versus Southwestern Oklahoma State. The pregame show, if weather allows, will begin at 6:15 tonight, and I will be joining Haley Shord of OBU TV as we preview the game and have a few interviews with John Merriman, and Brody Kriegel will also be joining us on the sideline.
Isaac, we've already seen today, in just the little time that we've been here, a very, very gritty strategy coming from this Ouachita defense. And notice how I say defense very specifically. There's been a lot of defensive play so far this game. One thing that Coach Hollifield mentioned in our meeting the other day was pressing up to 3/4 of the field, which was right about where the ball is right now. And that's a very, very defensive heavy press. It's a very, very high press. But what we've seen is it's been able to translate into some really good goal opportunities off the counter for Ouachita.
Still remains Tiger ball as they're trying to get it in here to Isbell. Gonçalves' drive is unable to convert, but it's going to go back down the field to the Ouachita defenders. Gets it back to Stahl. Stahl has it. The Tigers still continue to brave the rain here as they're going to get it downfield. And Morales for Christian Brothers is able to get on top of it, and it's going to go the other way.
We saw Cameron Garcia up at goal there. He's a defender, so he actually plays a full-back position that allows him to go up and down the field very consistently, but you have to be very fast for that position. And so what we just saw from Cameron Garcia, up on the offense, ready to make a play if necessary, but returning back to his natural defensive position very, very quickly. He has to be very, very aware of what's going on around him.
And you've seen Garcia moving around a lot. He's been an impact player already for this Tiger team today. As Christian Brothers going for the cross, but unable to get it to go, and the Tigers are going to put it back downfield. Good defensive play by the Tigers, but Christian Brothers still getting it back the other way. And Stahl is going to hit that one out of bounds. And that's barely going to be a throw-in on the other side. Almost thought that could have been a corner kick for Christian Brothers, but the Tigers are able to prevent a good opportunity for a goal there.
That clearance in the middle of the goal by Ababol was very, very impressive, especially for, Ababol. He's a freshman out of The Hague. He's very, very, very impressive there, especially for such a young player. And that's part of what I was talking about earlier. When players are going into this with maybe not the same bad habits or the culture that maybe has developed over the past few years, you get a blank check here with this Ouachita Baptist Tigers team, and they seem to be erasing the past and writing a new future.
In a blank check, it has been so far. This Tigers team, while still very young, competing with a much more aged and experienced Christian Brothers team up to this point so far, as the rain continues to fall. A little bit harder than when I last updated you guys.
That'll make for some quick football or some quick soccer. I apologize. They're very easy to make mistakes in weather like this, but it's also easy to capitalize on your opponent's mistakes. So it'll be interesting to see how the Tigers handle that distraction there.
And Isabel trying to create something on that far side, but unable to. But it's still Ouachita ball.
Defender Hunter Reck to throw in there. Trying to establish himself here.
Stewart across the field. Over to Garcia, and it's going to be out of bounds on Garcia. Christian Brothers is going to take it the other way. A lot of aggression you're seeing from this Ouachita team so far already. Phil, what do you think this team's mentality has been going into this game so far?
Well, Coach Hollifield said it himself in our interview. He really wants to have a very blue-collar attitude, was the specific words that he used, which, I really love. I think it's going to be a very gritty attitude. We've already seen it here, very aggressive, physical, not afraid of getting into the weeds and the dirty part of the game that, is not always the most popular. You could learn a thing or two from the physicality of this Ouachita Tiger defense.
And especially they are not afraid to get in the mud, as that's what's going to happen today if it continues to rain. The rain letting up just a little bit right now. But if the rain continues to fall, these Tigers are soon going to be drenched. Right now, there's no visible dampness on any of their jerseys, but it could very well be something soon, as the Christian Brothers is going to set up a free kick here, a good opportunity for the Buccaneers to take a lead here, very close to the Ouachita goal. Stahl is going to need to play very good defense in the goal here. Here's the kick. It's on the ground, and Stahl on top of it. Good defensive play by the goalkeeper, Dylan Stahl.
What I think he was trying to do there, he was trying to cross it over to a offensive player in the box there, but just did not have the power behind it, and Stahl capitalized on the mistake. We're already seeing a bit of a slicker field, and so that may be the reason we're seeing just a bit of a less disciplined play than we are used to seeing from this Ouachita Baptist team.
And that's going to be out on Christian Brothers. And Garcia is going to talk to his coach for just a second before he throws it in. And it's going to sail back out of bounds, out on the Buccaneers. The Tigers picking it back up. Garcia throwing it in again. Over to number 16, Jared Garcia. Garcia to Garcia.
you know, what we're seeing here, this very, very gritty style of play, this physical and defensive, very, very easily can tire a team out. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the Tigers are able to continue this consistency throughout the game. And as they get more tired, as the rain gets them wet and tired, it could very, very easily dampen their grit and attitude here.
Good defense by Garcia there to get the ball out of there. They're still not out of the weeds yet with Christian Brothers still having possession here. Can they create something? Far left side, very far side, taking it in.
And here we see the Tigers fully on the defense. I mean, they have all their players in their own half here. This is where an opportunity for a counterattack, just like Coach Hollifield was consistently focusing on during our interview. It's very, very real, very alive here. If they can quickly get the ball down the field, we could very easily see a Tiger goal here.
And as the ball sails out of bounds off of Blanche, it's Tiger ball as it starts a full-on downpour here on Cluck Field at the campus of Ouachita Baptist. What an environment here for the first game of the year for the Tigers, hoping to come on top to start the year. Still at 0-0 here. It's gonna go to Garcia. Garcia's gonna kick it down the field. Garcia to Garcia. Garcia tries to get it back to Garcia.
Knocked out of bounds by number 28, Nate Apud.
And it's kicked out of there after Garcia had a promising look at the goal. Oh, man, and a nice look is no more as Russell Brown is unable to get on top of that pass there.
You know, if the rain continues like this, I think we could see a few mistakes. I don't think it would be too bad, though. If it gets any worse than this, which it very easily could, you know, we could see a very, very gritty, interesting game that could really test out this new strategy that Coach Wes Hollifield is trying to implement for this Tigers soccer team.
And what a way to implement it in the first game of the year. The Tigers, like we said, you know, very gritty, very defensively focused team. And having that opportunity here in some harsh conditions. All they need is one. All they need is one goal to take the lead, and all they need to do is play good defense. Tigers have had a good look or two so far today.
Now, it is early in the game, and if we were able to see a goal this early, I doubt the Tigers would take their foot off the gas. Coach Hollifield, in our interview, tended to focus on, you know, he called it bearing our opportunities, and so what he wants to do is he wants to, you know, when you get a goal, you get another one. You keep going. You let that momentum carry you.
And Christian Brothers taking it inside. And there's going to be no call as Garcia gets the ball away from Alexander Blanche as Blanche falls to the ground, holding his hand. And the referees are going to go check him out over there, holding his arm or his hand. Not happy, at the very least, for the no call there in the box. An opportunity like that could have been crucial for Christian Brothers here, but with it being so early in the game, something that they can still capitalize on.
Speaking of it being so early in the game, if that's already happening here, you know, we could be setting ourselves up for a game full of you know, tough calls like that. Especially if this rain continues in this way.
Stahl's going to boot it downfield. Christian Brothers is going to get right on top of that, though. Some active hands here as Rec gets on top of it for the Tigers. And that's going to be out on Isbell as Christian Brothers is going to take it the other way. This time throwing it in will be George Chandler. the senior out of Southampton, England. One thing you see a lot from this Christian Brothers team is international play. Very few of these Christian Brothers players from inside the U.S. and most of their starters being from countries like England. You see a lot of Asian descent as well. Just a really good, diverse team from the Christian school out of Memphis.
And for contrast, at Ouachita Baptist, only a few players calling themselves from out of the country. Abba Bull from The Hague and João Gonçalves from Portugal.
Tigers down the field. Isbell trying to get on top of it. And a quick moment for the Tigers, but Morales is able to grab hold of the ball before Isbell's able to make a play out of it. Christian Brothers bringing it downfield again. They have it at the halfway mark. Going to get it back to Garcia. Garcia. Back to Stahl. Stahl's going to send it downfield a little bit to Jared Garcia.
Cameron Garcia there demonstrating why Ouachita Baptist originally wanted him out of Lovejoy, Texas. The 6'4" freshman is really demonstrating his ability to handle the ball very well here.
And that's going to be out on Christian Brothers as Peck is going to take it out of bounds. Stewart trying to get it to Isbell, but the pass is broken up as the defender's now pulling it around. Number 4, Abba Bull with the ball as he gets it over to Garcia, swinging it around, and Stahl is going to get the ball in the box again.
You're kind of starting to see a little fatigue on these players. It'll be interesting to see.
Here we go down the field. And it sails out of bounds, waiting on the decision on whether it is a goal kick or a corner kick here.
It's looking like it might be a free kick.
It looks like it will be a free kick. Foul right outside the box. The Buccaneers are going to avoid an even more disastrous foul just outside the box, but a great opportunity here for the Tigers to put themselves in a 1-0 lead here.
And Stewart's going to take that free kick.
And Morales gets on top of it, pushes a Ouachita player Eli Stewart out of the way as he throws it downfield. Here's Blanche by himself. He's going to cross it over to number 13, Harry Lang.
And wow, that was a really missed opportunity there.
Christian Brothers with the shot on goal, but Stahl with the active hands is able to keep it out.
You saw they had a 3-on-1 against the defender on the way up, and you saw the Ouachita defense managed to keep them from taking advantage of the mismatch there.
So two good chances. So one from either team coming in quick succession here for both teams, and now both teams still battling at a 0-0 stalemate at this point. Still just over 23 minutes left in this first half.
As we see number 21, Dake Ebihara, come in for number 3, Daniel Gomez.
Garcia battling on the side. He's going to dive on the ball. And they're going to call a free kick for Christian Brothers there. as Garcia is going to commit the foul. Now Christian Brothers with another opportunity here right outside the box.
You know, we've kind of seen a change in the momentum here. At first we had the Tigers taking a lot of free kicks and a lot of opportunities, but now we've seen a lot more from Christian Brothers offense. They're really making waves on that side of the field.
In that corner, Christian Brothers. And Rec is able to get on top of it. Christian Brothers with the ball still in the box. And Christian Brothers gets their first score of the game as it gets past Stahl there.
Goals by number 8, Olaf Kramer.
Just a bit of miscommunication in the box there as Christian Brothers now leads 1-0 with 21:42 left in this first half. Phil, what happened there?
Well, you really saw a breakdown of the defense there right in the middle, right in front of the goal. And that's an area of the pitch you have to be very, very careful about protecting right there, very easily. If a player can manage to get into the penalty box right there in the middle of the pitch, it's normally a one-on-one with him. Very, very easily result as it did there in a score.
And after that score, the Tigers are going to take a quick timeout, and so are we. We'll be right back with you here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
No matter where you go in Arkansas, you'll probably run into someone you know. That personal connection is what I love about this state, and it's why we have offices and people across Arkansas. People who share your interest and care if you've been hurt.
A local team who will be on your side, by your side.
So if you were injured in an accident, call us at 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
No matter where you live in Arkansas, we have an office nearby.
We'll be on your side, by your side.
Ouachita Student Media is a body of 8 publications and media outlets within the communications department at Ouachita. I work with the Ouachita News Show and the Signal, which is our school newspaper, and through those I've seen that this student media program, it's a collaborative effort. Not only do we serve just the people here and the people around them, but also just the community of Arkadelphia and the broader community of people who have a connection to Ouachita somehow. It's been really easy to make friends within the department because I spend more time in Lyle Hall than I spend in my own dorm room, and that's not because I'm forced to. It's because I choose.
The Tigers are going to try to run back up the score to a stalemate as they're now down 1-0 to the Christian Brothers Buccaneers here in the first home game of the season for the Tigers.
That caught me off guard. I can't imagine how it made the Tiger defense feel as they very, very quickly have a goal attempt, which Dylan Stahl thankfully catches there.
See a bit of a personnel change for the Tigers as number 3, Braden Hall, is coming in, while you also see number 19, Jacoby Welsh, in as well. Also in for the Tigers, out for the Tigers will be Jared Garcia and Abba Bull. And that one is going to go out on Christian Brothers, and the Tigers are going to try to take it down the other way. And as we continue on with this game, you also see number 15, Alexander San Martin, walking up to the middle of the field, maybe for a possible substitution as well.
Looks like we will see another substitution here.
Alexander San Martin, the freshman out of Dallas, Texas, is labeled as a midfielder on our roster, so that's most likely where he'll be going. And that's exactly where he will go, as Eli Stewart, the senior out of Conway, Arkansas, will be coming out. And one thing And one thing that we're seeing a lot of since this last break, Phil, is a lot of substitutions. So do you feel like it's due to this maybe Tiger fatigue a little bit?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, Isaac. We're seeing a very, very gritty style of play, and we've already seen, a bit of tiredness come out. So just as we're seeing now, we're getting a lot of new energy from these substitutions. As number 19, Jacoby Welsh right there with some very, very fast, very exciting play.
Jacoby Welsh trying to drive the ball downfield and get the Tigers back to a 1-1 game. But it's quickly broken up as Christian Brothers is getting the ball down the field on the left side, trying to get past Rec. And it's going to go out on the Tigers as now Christian Brothers set up with a very similar opportunity to where they were when they last scored, as they're going to have a corner kick here.
And how about that play right there from number 2, Hunter Rec? Amazing defense. Get the ball out of the penalty box and get it off the field to force the defense to take a corner here. This is much more favorable position than what they had with a possible kick right there.
And Lang is going to send the corner kick in, and Washita quickly ejects it right back out. Christian Brothers with the same opportunity coming, but great heads-up play there by the Tigers to send it right back out.
And I bet Christian Brothers are lucky to get that one back. It was a very, seemed like an accidental kick right to number 6 right there, Nathan Frost. They're very, very happy to be able to redo that kick with another corner.
Going to send it right back in. And with a little bit of confusion there in the box, Stahl gets on the ground, but a great heads-up play by the Tiger defense to send it out and bailing Stahl out there.
That's what you love to see in a defense. You know, when a goalkeeper make a mistake, their defense is right on top of it, ready to help them out. You know, we're definitely seeing a very, very more energized Washita team on the field, on the pitch here today. But we're still seeing a lot of very, very good plays from this Christian Brothers team. It'll be really, really exciting to see. You know, maybe if that experience will come in handy in keeping them from being too fatigued here.
Another shot on goal. Dylan Stahl, yet again, another save for the Tigers. While he has let one past him, Stahl has been stout in that goal today. With all of the shots put upon him, he has stood strong. So Phil, how does a player like Stahl in the rain, probably a little tired, how does he stay jubilant at this point in time?
Well, I think it's something that Coach Hollifield once again focused on quite a bit was forgetting your past mistakes and focusing towards the future. You know, that's a culture that Washington wants to build. And it looks like Stahl is really taking it to heart there. You know, another thing that occurs to me is, you know, this great goalkeeper room that Washita has currently. Coach Hollifield said that there was quite a battle to see who would be starting this first game. And given that Dylan Stahl is starting this game, I would say he really locked in and dug into what Coach Hollifield is trying to bring to this Tiger team.
And you see on the sidelines as well for the Tigers, Jaden Langwheely waiting to the Langwheely is a sophomore for the Tigers out of Ruston, Louisiana. Phil, I'll give you $5 if you know a college out of Ruston, Louisiana.
Well, I would have to say Louisiana Tech right there.
That's some good. There you go. That's some good trivia for you. Ruston, Louisiana, home of Louisiana Tech. As Stahl with another save off a quick shot from Christian Brothers. But back to Langwheely, he was actually the one who scored the lone goal for the Tigers in their early season friendlies when they went to the University of the Ozarks. So getting him in at this point is going to be interesting to see what he can do here, possibly putting the Tigers back into a stalemate with the Buccaneers here. Also, you see number 21 coming to the middle of the field. That looks to be Emmanuel Barragan.
And we're seeing the Tigers put in 2 transfer students, Emmanuel Barragan from Central Baptist College in Conway and Jaden Lagwili from the University of Dallas. We're really getting some experienced players in. Maybe that will help a little bit with this fatigue that these younger players are experiencing right now in their season opener.
And yet another shot on goal for the Buccaneers is no good. While they have gotten one through, you have to have seen just the efforts that they've been making today, and that while the one effort has led to a score for the Buccaneers, how many other efforts have been denied due to the Tigers' efforts today?
Well, Dylan Stahl is playing some very, very good in goal today. Very, very good form. When you see, you don't love to see that many shots on goal, but when you have a reliable goalkeeper like Stahl there, they are very safe in the goal.
Far side, looking for the cross here. Can they get it? They're going to send it back out. Trying to cut into the middle, as that's going to be a fall for Dakili Ebihara.
That's a very, very tough play that you're seeing right there. It was very, very physical. I'm surprised not to see a foul given.
You see the referees swallowing their whistles a little bit more as this game's gone on, as they've noticed both of these teams playing a little bit more physical. Something that, like we've talked about multiple times, Holyfield, and that's going to be a goal for Christian Brothers, and they're going to take a 2-0 lead with 12 and a half minutes left in this first half. Just absolutely alone there, as the Tigers are unable to get back quick enough. That goal is going to be credited to Laurie Oreva for the Buccaneers. Laurie Oreva starting this game now gets his first goal of the season. Excuse me, Laurie Oreva will not be the one credited with the goal. It is actually number 13, Harry Lang, the 5'9" graduate student out of Gillingham, England. So, Phil, at this point, the Tigers down 2-0. How do you rebound in a game where just things haven't gone their way so far?
Well, there's a lot of soccer left to be played. We have a whole other half of this match coming up. And, I'm sure what Coach Hollifield will be telling his players, if they can do it in one half, then we can do it in the other. As we see Jane Langwili with the ball up top.
Langwili with the ball, going to swing it back to number 6 for the Tigers, Nathan Frost. Both Langwili and Frost late game additions to the Tigers lineup, as they both have come in at different times for substitutions.
But that is as I was saying before, if they can do it in one half, then the Tigers, I'm sure, can do it in another. And I'm sure that's what they're thinking as they go into the locker room in just a little over 10 minutes here. But really, there's got to be a complete reset as they go into this next half. They can't be thinking of it as, we've made mistakes in this first half. They have to recognize that they are down 2-0, but it's going to be a focus on what they can do in this second half of the game and not what they have done in this first half.
And Phil, like we've been talking about this whole game, while the score is not in the Tigers' favor right now, they've definitely competed in this game so far. And Stahl, while allowing 2 shots past him, has saved many more and been a very stout presence in that goal up to this point. And like we've mentioned, their defense has been pretty solid for them so far. All that's needed now is a little bit of offense. And that's what the Tigers are hoping to get in the remainder of this half, as looks like Frost is going to commit the foul. which will give Olaf Kramer, which they'll give it to Olaf Kramer, but shooting the free kick for the Buccaneers is number 6, George Chandler.
And I think this is something that we can expect to see more of throughout the season is, the Tigers' contributions not necessarily always showing up in the stat sheet, but being very, very visible to those who choose to watch the game, as they just are a very, very gritty team who don't always do the things that are very flashy or showing.
And Stahl gets on top of it there. Great heads-up play by the goalie. Yet again, is able to boot that one out of there with his fist. And that's going to sail out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for the Tigers, I believe. Coming in for Christian Brothers, number 9, Lorio Reva, who I credited to having a goal earlier today, which was incorrect.
We all have those days.
Garcia's going to boot it downfield. He's looking at Languili. Languili's going to let it sail out of bounds there, just a little bit too far for him. Christian Brothers is going to throw it down the other way. They're going to get something out of it.
It's a good defensive move by number 29, Cameron Garcia, right there to kick the ball out for a throw-in, I believe. When you get into those unfortunate situations where the ball is downfield, you really want a player like Garcia out there who can clear the ball away very quickly.
And Harry Lang, number 13, after scoring the second goal of the game for Christian Brothers, is going to come out of the game. And in for him is going to be Giorgio Bernardini, the 5'10 graduate student out of Italy. And Stahl yet again on top of the ball there.
And as I count, Christian Brothers might have 4 players on their roster from Italy, going to show just the level of international talent on this team.
As number 28 for Christian Brothers, Nathan Opia falls to the ground. They're going to get the ball back again.
Good clearance there by the Washita defense.
Contact there, like we said, shrugged off by the refs. Something that we're seeing a lot more of as this game gets more physical and further along into this first half. Just over 7 minutes remaining here. The Tigers hope to go into the locker room only allowing 2 goals so far. That one's going to sail out of bounds.
Now the Tigers' main focus on offense is their counterattack. We haven't been able to see too much of that component of their game yet today. I'm sure that will be in some discussion during the locker room as we prepare for the second half.
It's a free kick as Christian Brothers sets up for a free kick now. As before the ball went out of bounds, the referee has called a foul.
Looks like it's going to be George Chandler, the defender out of Southampton, England, taking the free kick for Christian Brothers.
Christian Brothers lining up right inside the box there, hoping to get themselves a third score in this half. The free kick is up. And just to the right of the goal, as the Tigers escape this situation here unscathed, as Stahl is going to kick it downfield, and they're going to continue their drive.
I'm sure the Tigers are very, very relieved to not have to go into the locker room down 3-0.
And that looks to be a handball there for the Tigers. That'll be given to number 14 for the Tigers, Alexis Murillo.
We've seen a very defensive strategy from the Tigers as we close off this half. A lot of on their feet defense and ensuring they stay out of the box.
And a little bit of miscommunication between two Tigers, but they're able to get it out of the box as now they're creating something. Languili trying to get downfield for it, but it's just a little bit too far to the center of the field for him to get to, as Morales is going to slow down his team, trying to tick down the seconds of this half. Christian Brothers in a good position right now, so they do not want to allow the Tigers too many runs to the goal. Garcia there looks to be a little bit of contact with Areva, but they're not going to call it there, but they are going to call it as Frost falls. Martin is going to create something up in the air, and that one is going to go out of bounds on Christian Brothers. The Tigers are going to get their one of their first corner kicks of the game today. And with the seconds ticking down in this half, this might be the best opportunity that the Tigers have in this half to create a score. Here's the kick right here.
This is a set piece that I expect Christian Brothers to defend very, very well on.
Here's the kick. The kick is up. And it's a header by Frost is going to go just to the right. A good look there for the Tigers, but Frost is just unable to fully get on top of it. And the ball's going to go the other way as the seconds tick down here in the second half. Christian Brothers here just trying to get the ball away from their side of the field. Ball gets mixed up there. It's going to go to the Tigers. They're going to try to create one more effort with just over 10 seconds left in this half. Can they do it?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
And they're just going to let the clock tick down in this first half. And with that, folks, that is the end of the first half here at Cluck Field. Your score, the Christian Brothers Buccaneers 2, the Ouachita Baptist Tigers 0. And with that, folks, that's it for me. I've got to head over to the soon-to-be up Captain Henderson House pregame show over at Cliff Harris Stadium. And jumping on play-by-play for you in the second half will be Phil. So, well, it is goodbye for me. Phil, we'll see you in the second half. And thank you guys so much for watching the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
I've heard people say Ouachita. Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
study of engineering covers a lot of things. We have several major areas. Mechanical and civil are the two emphasis areas that we're going to have in our general engineering program. If you don't know which one you want to do, you can kind of pick and choose as long as you meet the prerequisites for the courses you want to take. Once you get through with some of the physics and some of the math, then you'll start getting into the engineering fundamentals classes. The general engineering curriculum at Ouachita has been designed to prepare you for not only the engineering workforce, but also enabling you to pass the fundamentals of engineering exam. So what do you do when you get an engineering degree? What happens after you graduate or even in your senior year? Well, one of the things we have tried to work out for you is to talk to firms around the area to give you internships and the experience you need before you graduate. Sometimes those lead to jobs, because if you do a good job for them and you like them and they like you and you've done a good job for them, then you are oftentimes offered a position with the firm. One of the things that I think you will find interesting about coming to Ouachita to get an engineering degree is the fact that we have paid particular attention to the traditions here at Ouachita being a Christian liberal arts university. The faculty are very qualified in teaching the basic engineering fundamentals and the civil engineering and mechanical engineering classes. We will be glad to sit down and talk to you about the way that we have performed in our careers as engineers from the Christian perspective, and I think that you'll get a lot of that here. If you think you might be interested in coming to Ouachita Baptist to study engineering, we would be glad, and we want to sit down with you. It will serve you well as you pursue a career in engineering.
I'm Rex Horn, the Interim Executive Director of the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and today I'm joined by my friend Dylan, who is an attorney with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation, with an important word for you.
The foundation is here to help you support your Ouachita Tigers. If you'd like to create an estate plan that supports Ouachita and its mission, or learn about other giving opportunities, please contact us using the information below.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of bats and signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, bats and signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, bats and signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, bats and sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
Washita Student Media is a body of 8 publications and media outlets within the Communications Department at Washita. I work with the Washita News Show and the Signal, which is our school newspaper, and through those I've seen that this student media program, it's a collaborative effort. Not only do we serve just the people here and the people around them, but also just the community of Arkadelphia and the broader community of people who have a connection to Washita somehow. It's been really easy to make friends within the department because I spend more time in Lyle Hall than I spend in my own dorm room. And that's not because I'm forced to, it's because I choose to. It's because I choose to come here and do the work. When you spend time in a room of people who are creative, people who are determined, and you find those similar qualities, then you'll find friends, and that's the beauty of having a department that's so involved. I've really made friends not only just with the students, but also with my professors because they've totally helped me develop a portfolio, decide what career path is best for me, and do all of those things that just kind of guiding me through that process and have helped me just decide what my education means going forward, but also what it means while I'm here. Get involved as much as possible on day one because you can. And I think that's something that's unique about Washita. As a freshman, you can be as involved as you want. Of course, you're not going to be an editor on day one, but you can be on whatever staff you want to be. And just jumping in and trying as much as you can really helps you establish what you want to do within communications. So if you try writing, if you try broadcasting, if you try podcasting, you'll kind of see what's a fit for you, and it'll help you develop just that end goal. Washita Student Media has been so fortunate to receive so many awards on the state level and the national level, and it's really cool when you get the feeling of getting one of those awards or seeing one of your friends get those awards, because it just reminds you that the work we do is not in vain and that it matters. It really just affirms that this department is strong and this department is determined, and we're doing the good work by telling the stories of Washita.
Make some noise. Now what's that? Gotta get on that.
I've heard people say, "Oh, a cheetah."
Oh, Wichita.
Achita.
Oh, a cheetah.
Is it pronounced Oakita?
Searching for Washita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Washita.
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 How would you pronounce it?
Washita.
Washita.
It's Washita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Washita, people. It's Washita. Washita.
Make Print Mania in downtown Arkadelphia your place to get embroidery, screen printing, trophies, and more. Drop by their store on Main Street in downtown Arkadelphia or visit their website at printmaniatees.com to see how they can help your business or group. Need a shirt for an event? Let Print Mania take care of that. Need promotional materials for your business or organization? You can let Print Mania take care of that too. A family-run local business in Arkadelphia, Print Mania has been serving the public since 1992. Call Print Mania today, 870-246-38.
Welcome back to Cluck Field here at Washita Baptist University as we are preparing for the second half of our 2024 men's soccer season opener. With our score at Christian Brothers 2 and your Washita Baptist Tigers 0, we are sure for a competitive second half with anything can happen. As we go into this game, into this second half, Our Tigers are down 2-0, which means that they're going to have their work cut out for them in the second half. But as I said before, if Christian Brothers can do it in one half, then Ouachita Baptist can do it in the second. Now, as we've seen in this first half, there's been a lot of defensive play here. I'm very curious to see if we're going to see more of an offensive focused strategy here from Ouachita as they try to recover from this 2-0 deficit here. From Christian Brothers, we've seen a lot of very, very aggressive play, very, very experienced play. They have not been doing too much to get fatigued. Meanwhile, Ouachita Baptist has a very, very gritty, very physical style of play that is sure to have fatigued them throughout that first half there. And so what we've begun to see is some substitutions for the Tigers there at the end of that first half. A much more experienced team coming out. 2 transfer players coming in Jaden Laguili and Emmanuel Barragan from Central Baptist, and Jaden Languili from University of Dallas. So we're seeing a lot more older, some experienced players coming into the game and just giving the Tigers a bit of a spark to try to recover from this deficit that we are seeing here. Some other stars that we've seen from the Tigers here. Dylan Stahl has had quite a few saves during this first half of the game. 6 saves, while only 2 goals were scored. As a goalkeeper, you don't love to see 6 shots on goal, but to be able to save 4 of those is just truly astonishing. It's really something you want from a goalkeeper. It's really something you want to see. Especially when you have a goalkeeper room this competitive, as Coach Hollifield was telling us before the game. This goalkeeper room really had an opportunity for greatness this year, and they have really shown it so far in this game with 4 saves from Dylan Stahl, who is just one of the 3 players vying for a goalkeeper spot this season. He was given the start this first week, and he's really, really shown his capabilities this game so far. Otherwise, we have seen actually quite a few shot attempts. 3 from forward Alexander Branch for Christian Brothers. 11 total shot attempts, with 8 shot attempts on goal there. So 6 saves from Dylan Stahl is really quite impressive. On Ouachita's side, we've only seen a few shots, with only 1 on goal from midfielder Eli Stewart, a team captain, who went off near the end of that first half. It'll be interesting to see if he's going to come back on this game. Otherwise, midfielder Nathan Frost had a shot, but it was not on goal earlier in that first half. Now, as we prepare to start this game, Ouachita's got to keep a very, very focused mindset in order to recover from this deficit as they play in the backfield. Number 29, Cameron Garcia there with the ball. Some rough play. Number 14, Alexis Murillo with the ball out of bounds. Christian Brothers at top, focusing on keeping the ball, and kicked out of bounds by Ouachita Baptist for a Christian Brothers corner kick there. And we've already seen somewhat of a stagnation here for this Tiger defense once again, and we hate to see these old habits creep back up, but they're definitely playing a bit behind this Christian Brothers team, who seems to have quite a bit of energy going into this second half. It'll be interesting to see how the Tigers decide to focus on staying energized throughout this next half. Oh, wow. You see a scary situation right there, recovered by Dylan Stahl. Almost an on goal for Ouachita Baptist, but Dylan Stahl with the save saves the Tigers from embarrassment right there. as number 4, Ebet Ball, number 29, Cameron Garcia. Braden Hall passing it around with this number 16, Jared Garcia. And that cross just doesn't have the legs. Number 4, Ebet Ball with the ball. Oh, and it's taken by Christian Brothers. They're working it down the field, trying systemically to break through the Tigers' defense. They cannot. The Tigers have the ball now, and it is recovered by Christian Brothers and cleared downfield. Now, what we're seeing here, a lot more balanced focus, still a very, very physical game from both Ouachita Baptist and Christian Brothers here, as we see a foul there that will give Ouachita Baptist a free kick taken by, looks like, Cameron Garcia. But as I was saying already, we are seeing a bit of a more balanced focus, not as much defending as you're used to seeing as Cameron Garcia's kicks the ball a bit too far right into the arms of Jacob Morales, the Christian Brothers goalkeeper. Christian Brothers are back on the ball, trying to make a break, and Christian Baker clears it back over to Ouachita Baptist half of the field. And it's a throw-in for the Tigers. Number 4, Ebet Ball. Passes it to number 29, Cameron Garcia. And back to number 5, Christian Baker. They're passing it around in the backfield. Just trying to find a way to break through this Christian Brothers defense. And possibly score a goal to get them back into this game. As we see a throw-in from Olaf Kramer for Christian Brothers, cleared away by Christian Baker, the captain for Ouachita Baptist. And once again, we see another foul given to Ouachita, and it'll be a free kick for Christian Brothers, taken by number 14 for Christian Brothers, Philip Jouch. Trying to break through this Ouachita back line. Kind of playing around with this defender here as they get in front of the goal. Oh, and it's barely a missed shot. That was a beautiful shot on goal. Ouachita's very, very lucky for them to have missed that one. So instead of being down 3-0, Ouachita remains down 2-0 with an opportunity. It's looking like it's going to be a corner kick right here. I did not see that. But I suppose it'll be a corner kick for Christian Brothers and another opportunity to score here. You know, Dylan Stahl's done very, very good so far. As I said, 6 saves total in the first half. You're just leaving us wondering, will he continue this in the second half? Will he continue to have to in the second half as his defense keeps giving Christian Brothers these opportunities for shots on goal? And once again, we're looking to see another shot on goal from Christian Brothers, saved by Dylan Stahl, punched out of bounds. It looks like it was punched out off of a Christian Brothers player, and it'll be a goal kick for Dylan Stahl and the Ouachita Baptist Tigers. The Tigers are just trying to find some way to break through this back line in Christian Brothers, and they're not seeing too much success here. What we're seeing is a lot of sloppy play. Very, very indicative of the young team that Ouachita Baptist is fielding here today. As Ouachita makes a break downfield. Oh. I'm Okay, there we go. I'm sorry, folks. We seem to have lost a little bit of connection right there, but not too much was missed as we have a goal kick from Dylan Stahl here on the other side of the ball. Kicks it way downfield, straight into the head of a Christian Brothers defender. Christian Brothers trying to make a break here on the front end, going 1v1 with the Tiger Braden Hall, and Braden Hall kicks it out of bounds for a Christian Brothers throw-in. Already we're seeing another level of intensity that we couldn't see in that first half from the Tigers, matching this experienced, rejuvenated Christian Brothers team, as we see an out of bounds on Christian Brothers there, and Washita Baptist with the ball. The throw-in will be taken by number 3, Braden Hall. But already we're seeing a new level of intensity that we did not see. Oh, I'm sorry, it's going to be a free kick. Looks like for number 29, Cameron Garcia, not a throw-in from Braden Hall, as I previously stated. But already we are seeing a lot more intensity from this Tigers defense. They're making an attempt to get the ball through the front line at Christian Brothers and really break it through to their midfielders and forwards in order to maybe make something happen that could recover this team here. Looks like we have a substitution here. Number 15, Alexander San Martin, coming in for number 4, Abba Bowl. San Martin is a freshman out of Dallas, Texas. The 5'9" midfielder played previously in the first half, but was taken out for the beginning of the second half, as Christian Baker has the ball in the backfield, trying to work their way up. But this Christian Brothers front line is just keeping the ball in their third of the field, as Washita clears the ball out of bounds for a throw-in, I believe. We've seen here quite a few set pieces for Christian Brothers to just a handful for Washita Baptist. Really just shows the difference in level of possession as well as opportunities and shots on goal, as Christian Brothers had 8 shots on goal to Washita's 1 in that first half. As that drive is proven fruitless, and Christian Brothers clears the ball out of bounds once again for a Washita throw-in at midfield. Folks, if you're just now joining us, the score is Christian Brothers 2 to Washita Baptist 0. We are just 10 minutes into this first half or second half of men's soccer, as the Tigers try and do anything to break through this Christian Brothers defense and bring the game back into balance, as they are facing a 2-0 deficit in the season opener here. Not a conference game, so not necessarily the end of the world if the Tigers can't manage to pull this one out, but you still would love to start your season out on a high note, where you have lots of games ahead of you, but you are hopeful and you're ready for the season. It would be a really big confidence boost here for the Tigers if they could manage to pull out a victory here, or even a draw, as they're currently down 2-0. They just need to do something to get back into this game, as Cameron Garcia with a free kick right about midfield. Goes back to Dylan Stahl, the goalkeeper, who will send it back to Garcia. It's a game of hot potato here, as Garcia crosses into the front, straight into the hands of Jacob Morales, the Christian Brothers goalkeeper. Christian Brothers trying to work the ball down the field, crossed into the middle and broken up by Christian Baker. Still not gone, though. The clearance was not all the way. As Christian Brothers still have the ball. Tigers with an interception and a focus on getting back up the field, as Christian Brothers manages to knock it out for a Washita throw-in. Looks like number 3, Braden Hall, maybe will make that throw. No, number 29, Cameron Garcia, will be throwing in the ball for the Tigers here. Just really trying to get the ball down the field to break through this back line, as the ball goes off of Alexis Murillo in the wrong way, and it is out of bounds for a Christian Brothers throw in. Man, this game just so far is not going Ouachita's way. With Christian Brothers, there was a very, very good game in the beginning, and Christian Brothers had that goal, and from then on it seemed that they haven't turned around, scoring again, and just not allowing anything for this Tiger defense. Only 2 shots taken all game compared to Christian Brothers' 11 in that first half. And we're beginning to see some fatigue for these Tigers as it's a foul, possibly a foul, maybe an offsides. Either way, it's Tiger ball, and Cameron Garcia will take this free kick once again. We're seeing a lot of that today. A lot of gritty and physical play. In that first half, we saw the officials kind of swallow their whistles and stop calling for a good bit of time. But already we're beginning to see a lot more calls on the physicality of this game, mostly coming from Christian Brothers to the Ouachita defense. As Cameron Garcia with the ball once again goes back to Ebbet Ball in the backfield, who's going to try and find a way to work up onto this game. Back to Dylan Stahl, who's going to try his own way. Ebbet Ball back with the ball. As the Tigers with the ball, Ebbet Ball in the backfield, and the Tigers are trying to keep Christian Brothers out of the goal, and it looks like they will not succeed as we have another goal from Christian Brothers University. Goal will be accredited to, let's see here. I believe the goal is going to be accredited to number 28, Nate Opeo is going to be credited with a goal there. My apologies, number 20, Gio Bernardini is going to be credited with a goal there as Christian Brothers will take a 3-0 lead over Ouachita Baptist University. At this point, the Tigers are going to be looking to finally break into this game and bring it back into balance a little bit, as they're going to need to try something new in order to finally break through this Christian Brothers defense and score. One thing that Coach Hollifield seemed to focus on quite a bit in our pregame interview with him was an ability to forget the past and continue on into the future, forgetting the mistakes you might have made that no longer should affect you any longer. And so I think as we enter this second half, we just have another score. We're down 3-0. I think Ouachita is going to be looking forward instead of past in order to try and get some of these goals in order to recover this game, as we see the Tigers in the front third of the field trying to just make something happen here. As Christian Brothers on the counterattack. But Coach Hollifield really wanted to focus on a new style of play that was more focused on what they can do in the future rather than what they have done in the past. While, of course, Coach Hollifield does recognize the importance of recognizing and learning from your mistakes, this team will really be trying to play a new type of soccer as they enter this second half. Find a new strategy that might allow them to score and bring this game back into balance as the Tigers go on the offense again, trying to break into the front third of this pitch. A bit of a mix-up right there, miscommunication from players leads to Christian Brothers with the ball again. On the attack, trying to find a way to break through Ouachita's back line here. and score again, possibly. And what we're seeing a lot of is a lot of offensive strategy here. It's not normally what you would see in this half of the game for a team up 3-0. You would expect them to park the bus a little bit as Christian Brothers scores another goal to make this 4-0 in favor of Christian Brothers. That goal was by Daki Ebihara. The 5'7" sophomore out of Tokyo, Japan, for Christian Brothers. And so there we have 4-0 in favor of the Buccaneers. And as we continue on in this game, there's going to be a focus for Ouachita on ensuring that, first of all, that Christian Brothers cannot get into the goal again. It's already a 4-0 deficit. You don't want to get that any worse. But also, they need to get something out of this game. They really need to score in some of these upcoming possessions if they want a chance of crawling back into this game. I'm sure it's not lost on the mind of Coach Hollifield to possibly taking a draw at this game. But that would still be 4 goals in this half alone. As we see the Tigers making some passing moves as it's intercepted by Christian Brothers. Going back down the field with a cross. Oh, almost a cross into midfield. The Tigers have a player on the ground. Dylan Stahl falls to the ground as well. It looks like it's going to be called a goal kick for the Tigers. As I said, you don't love to see this many shots on goal, but from what we've seen from Dylan Stahl is an acute ability to keep, quite a few shots out of goal. What we saw there on that last possession was unfortunate, but it is definitely not a common mistake for Dylan Stahl, as he has done a very, very good job of keeping whatever he can out of the goal. They just keep coming, though, as Dylan Stahl with the ball once again, just trying to find a way to get this game back on track for the Tigers, as Christian Brothers trying to break through their defense in the middle of the third of the field. Ouachita on the counterattack, trying to find something. Crosses, they're going fast, but they need to be quicker if they want to have a chance of scoring here. Ouachita, and the shot is deflected and cleared away for a Ouachita throw in from the side. Christian Brothers does very, very well there right in front of the goal, keeping possession out of Ouachita's hands and out of the front third of the field. We've really seen very, very good defense, very experienced. Like we said at the beginning of the game, this is a battle between a very, very experienced, older Christian Brothers team with many players, international and from around the country, compared to this Ouachita Baptist team is quite a bit younger. And so what we've seen a lot of is just experienced play coming out on top here. This will be a game that will be playing in the back of these Tigers' minds as they go into conference play soon. Hopefully they will remember some parts of this game and recover those mistakes as Christian Brothers clears the ball out of bounds for a throw-in. Throwing in the ball will be number 17, Alfonso Gomez, as Christian Brothers breaks up that drive. And Ouachita recovers the ball, trying to make something happen. They're playing in the front third of the field. They have some new players in that are really bringing in some good energy for this Ouachita team. We're seeing a lot more play than we did in the first half, and while the score may not show it, we're seeing a lot more equitable play between these two teams. Well, it looks like Christian Brothers goes down in the penalty box. It will not be a penalty for Christian Brothers. Seeing a little anger from Christian Brothers coaches as they approach that. But they do have the ball for a throw in their first third of the field, as Christian Brothers is going to try and make something out of this. And Washita is going to try and prevent anything else from going into the back of that goal. Washita with an open field ahead of them. Can they convert here? And Christian Brothers manages to stop the counterattack with their goalkeeper, Jacob Morales, kicking the ball, clearing it out of their half of the field. The Tigers have had a lot more possession this half of the game. They seem to have a lot more energy. They just need to break through and get it into the goal. You know, once again, we're seeing a lot of very, very good statistics that you don't see play out in the stat sheet here. We're seeing a lot of really, really hard hustle and defending. You know, we're seeing a lot of counterattacks and a very, very pressing and fast team here. Those are things that don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet at the end of the game, which is something Coach Hollifield was talking about before the game. He really, really wants to focus on things that don't show up in the stat sheet necessarily. And so that's why we may see a game here with a score of 4-0. But what we haven't seen just by that score is how competitive this second half has been as Washita is making a drive up to their half of the field. Looks like it's knocked out of bounds by Christian Brothers as Washita prepares for a sub. It's going to be number 30, Jaden Languili, in for number 6, Nathan Frost, the midfielder. Nathan Frost is a midfielder out of UT Dallas, transferring for his sophomore year. And is another transfer, this time from the University of Dallas. Seeing quite a bit of Dallas play in here, as we also have a fair other number of Washita Baptist Tigers coming from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. As we prepare for a goal kick from Christian Brothers University. And Washita is able to make somewhat of a recovery. Something could come out of this if they could keep getting the ball down the field, keep pressing. What we're seeing a lot of is just a lack of control from Washita Baptist on this side of the ball. You really got to be able to control the pace, set the pace at which you're counterattacking for your counterattacks to really work very well. More so, we are seeing a better pace set from Washita Baptist, as that's nearly across in, but Jaden Languili cannot quite reach it, as Jacob Morales, the goalkeeper for Christian Brothers, manages to get his hands on the ball and clear it away to the other half of the field here. And we're not seeing bad play from Washita Baptist by any means. We're just seeing a little more of an experienced Christian Brothers team here, as Christian Brothers manages to get the ball again, making an effort downfield. This defensive style of play is definitely going according to the way that Coach Wes Hollifield planned to implement a defensive focus in this game. We've just seen so much of an offensive attack by this Christian Brothers team. It's overcome it. A lot of what we're seeing here is, and a good save by Dylan Stahl there. And once again, Dylan Stahl, recovering and being a bright spot here for this Washita team. Truly been an amazing game for Dylan Stahl here, showing why he deserved to get a start at that goalkeeper position. Stahl started all last season as a sophomore, but coming into this season, we had two really, really good goalkeeping freshmen, according to Coach Wes Hollifield. And so we've seen a lot of competition there, and it's really seemed to have driven Stahl to a much, much better form, a better position for him as Christian Brothers has the ball, taking it up to the front third of the field. just trying to break through. Washita just trying to keep the goal out of the or the ball out of the back of the net here. At this point, Washita's just looking for anything that they can use to salvage this game. And I'd say one very, very bright spot throughout this game has been Dylan Stahl, that goalkeeper out of St. Amant, Louisiana. We're seeing very, very good play here from Dylan Stahl, but he's just had so many shots coming his way. That first half alone, he had 11 shots. There have been a number added to that as we've gone on to the second half. And so, with so many shots coming his way, even if he saves 90% of them, there's still going to be some going through goal, which would explain our current score here. But what we're seeing a lot of from Washita is a lot of youth, a lot of energy, a lot of optimism. It really is beautiful. And it looks like our players are going to go for a water break here, as we are as well. Here at Cluck Field, the Washita Digital Network, the Washita Sports Digital Network, will be back after this short commercial break.
At Berry and Turnage, we specialize in bringing the law to your corner. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf. With over 30 years of experience and a proven track record of success, Berry and Turnage is here to lead you down a path to the results you need. We will work with you every step of the way to make sure that you understand the choices you are making and feel empowered to make them. Berry and Turnage. Serious injuries require serious attorneys.
No matter where you go in Arkansas, you'll probably run into someone you know. That personal connection is what I love about this state, and it's why we have offices and people across Arkansas. People who share your interest and care if you've been hurt.
A local team who will be on your side, by your side.
So if you are injured in an accident, call us at 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
No matter where you live in Arkansas, we have an office nearby.
We'll be on your side, by your side.
Welcome back, Tiger fans, to Cluck Field as we come back on our men's soccer game, a season opener against Christian Brothers University. The current score is Christian Brothers 4 to your Washita Baptist Tigers 0. We've seen a lot of very, very good defensive play in this game. As we come out of a water break, hopefully this team will have a much better, a rejuvenated side that they can somehow make something happen on the offensive side of the ball here, as they're trying to stop Christian Brothers from making another break through their back line. We're seeing a shot off attempt there by Christian Brothers, as Washita is going to have another goal kick in the backfield from Dylan Stahl. As we see a fair number of substitutions here, we see Alexander San Martin and Alexis Murillo coming off the field, as well as Ebe Bol coming off the field. Coming onto the field, as we're going to stop the clock up here, it looks like we might have an injury from number 17, Alfonso Gomez here. As we are going to resume the game here with a Washita free kick from Christian Baker back to Dylan Stahl. Trying to stay out of this back third, control the pace a little more here. This is a really good opportunity for Washita to, coming out of the break, really attack here and catch this Christian Brothers defense off guard here as Ouachita kicks it out of bounds once again for a Christian Brothers throw in. As Christian Brothers throws in the ball in the front third of the field, trying to really put this game away against Ouachita, as Ouachita manages to clear the ball out of the penalty box and once again out of bounds for a Christian Brothers throw in. We're seeing a lot of, actually it looks like we're going to see an injury in this back half of the field. This time, Christian Brothers looking like they're experiencing a bit of cramps here. Probably just due to fatigue of the game, but it could be something a little more serious, so our referees are going to check that out. Looking at this game, it can be easy to only see the box score or some negatives, but Ouachita Baptist has really given something to hope for throughout this season, as they've demonstrated some really, really good goalkeeping strategies. This goalkeeping room is really something to be excited about as we approach this new season, with some young freshmen coming in that might be able to really make a difference for the team as they get into crunch time here at the end of this game. Fatigue could be really bearing on them right here. But what we're seeing a lot more of is energy, which is very, very refreshing. It's something that the Tigers really need right now as they try to recover from this 4-0 deficit late in this second half. It looks like for Christian Brothers, Daki Abahara will come off with an injury, and the game will get started back up again with the Tigers with the ball on their back line. Really trying to work the ball up as they work it into the midfield before it's intercepted by Christian Brothers, who clears the ball back to their third of the field. If Ouachita can manage to keep this team out of the back third of their field, would be an improvement from what we've seen so far in this game, as Ouachita's making a break that's cut up by the Christian Brothers defense. You saw a very good, quick break to the ball there. That's something you haven't seen from Ouachita in past seasons, and so I think we're seeing a team with some raw potential that could possibly approach a new threshold this season if given the opportunity and the time to really become a team together. We have to remember that this is the first game where these players are playing together. They have a new coach, Coach Wes Hollifield, who came in during the latter half of last season. They have a lot of freshmen, a lot of transfers coming in. So I think what we're seeing a lot of is this team trying to work out the kinks. If they can manage to play some non-conference games, figure out some old habits that might be creeping back up on them, and figure out things that they can do to improve their game, and as Christian Brothers has another shot on goal, barely out of bounds for a Dylan Stahl goal kick. But like I was saying, if we can manage to notice what went wrong this game, ways that we can improve, I think with this young team, as chemistry continues to build and they continue to get a little more experience, we could really have an exciting Ouachita team this season, contrary to what the box score might tell you this game, as Dylan Stahl goes back for another goal kick, trying to find someone open down the field, kicks it. And Christian Brothers with the ball, saved by Dylan Stahl. Ooh, that was a scary position. Christian Brothers was right in the penalty box with Stahl, just looking for some way as Stahl clears the ball away, and the Tigers midfield tries to keep it in bounds, but is unsuccessful for a Christian Brothers throw in. Looks like we're going to see another substitution here. number 12, Marian Velasquez, out of the game, and number 24, Julian Carrera, into the game, the junior from Puerto Rico. Like I was saying, from this Christian Brothers team, we're seeing quite a few international players. Quite a few older players, some very, very experienced players. And it seems that their experience is just a little too much for this Tigers team that's just young and youthful and trying to still continue to build some chemistry together, as Christian Brothers manages to cross the ball into the penalty box but is broken up by Christian Baker, who kicks the ball out of bounds for a Christian Brothers corner kick here. We're seeing still many, many set pieces for this Christian Brothers team. I'm sure the Tigers would love to get a little bit in on that. We've seen a lot of free kicks from their own half, but they have not seen too much action going on near their goal on the other half of the field, as this Christian Brothers defense has just done a stellar job. Still, this Tigers team has some ups in this game so far. They've played admirably against a team that's just slightly outmatched them. It's a very, very good opportunity for this young team to learn how to forget and move on from games in this season, as Christian Brothers with the ball once again trying to bring the ball down the field. It's knocked out by Ouachita Baptist for a throw-in for Christian Brothers here. And once again, it's out on Christian Brothers for a Ouachita Baptist throw-in. Just trying to make something out of this game. Christian Baker, the senior captain, on the back line, as Ouachita is trying to control the pace here, slow it down a little bit, and play a style of soccer that they're a lot more comfortable with. If they can manage to control the pace, I can definitely see a much more exciting game as Christian Brothers breaks up the ball, commits a foul. It looks like that foul is going to be accredited to number 20, Giorgio Bernardini from Lecce, Italy, the graduate student. And so once again, we're seeing a lot of very, very experienced players. We have a few graduate students here and that shot is on goal, barely missing the goalkeeper, Jacques Morales, as Christian Brothers recovers the ball in the middle third of the field. We're seeing a lot less aggressive play from Christian Brothers here as they try and park the bus here a little bit, maintain this 4-0 lead that they have, while Ouachita Baptist is somehow trying to claw their way back. As we have another substitution, number 17, Marius Apadal from Christian Brothers, in for number 9, Lauri Arava, the freshman from Finland. So we're seeing Opdal, the senior from Norway, in for the freshman from Finland. A bit of Norse action going on up there as Christian Brothers has the ball once again in the front third of the field, breaking through Ouachita's back line, but stopped at the last moment with a nice tackle from the Ouachita defender, number 2, Hunter Reck, the captain. As the Tigers recover the ball, trying to get it out of this middle third, they managed to only be broken up by the Christian Brothers back line here, as Christian Brothers makes the ball down the field, trying to just put the final nail in the coffin for this Ouachita team, as Ouachita clears the ball out of the danger zone, with a foul going on right there. Number 11, Alexander Blanche, for Christian Brothers, committing the foul. And looks like we're going to see a free kick from Dylan Stahl, the goalkeeper here. Passes it to the fullback, just trying to get the ball down the field, as Hunter Reck with the ball, breaking through the middle line and getting cleared away at the last moment just as it enters the penalty box by Christian Brothers University. Back down the field for Ouachita Baptist. Crosses into the middle line with just barely missing number 30, Jaden Languili, and going right into the hands of the feet of the Christian Brothers defense. As we almost see another goal here, just barely off target by Christian Brothers. Looking for a Christian Brothers defense. Some confusion there on whether the ball was in the field of play or out. It looks like the ref determined that the ball was still in the field of play, as Dylan Stahl makes a save and tries to throw the ball back down the field towards a more promising opportunity for this Tigers soccer team, as it is cleared downfield once again, straight into the feet of the Christian Brothers defense. See a lot of, really gritty physical attacks here by Ouachita Baptist, but they just cannot seem to break through that back line for Christian Brothers University. As Christian Brothers kicks the ball, looks like it's going to be a throw-in for Christian Brothers once again, and another stopping of the clock by the referee here, as we get some substitutions coming in for both Christian Brothers and Ouachita Baptist here in the final 10 minutes of the game. This is crunch time right here. We're seeing just some opportunities for Christian Brothers as they break in through the backfield, the back line, and kicking it out of bounds for a goal kick for Dylan Stahl and the Ouachita Baptist Tigers here at Cluck Field. As we begin, as Dylan Stahl is trying to kick the ball down the field into anywhere but his own third of the field here, really trying to escape this hold that Christian Brothers has seemed to put on the Tigers here, as some miscommunication there leads to loss of the ball, but they get it right back. Trying to attack the open field, we see out of bounds once again on Ouachita, and not out of bounds actually, foul on Ouachita. We're going to see a goal kick from Morales, the Christian Brothers goalkeeper here. We're seeing a little bit of a fatigued team on both sides, as we're not seeing nearly the amount of aggression from Christian Brothers as we were in the first few minutes of the game. Some of that can be contributed to their current lead, but I think some of it can definitely be contributed to some fatigue as they try to grit their way through this last around 7 minutes here at Cluck Field. We see once again Ouachita on the back line just trying to break out this chokehold that Christian Brothers has seemed to put on their defense, trying to break through, make something happen as they break through the middle third of the soccer pitch. And once again, we're just seeing the size of Christian Brothers just be too much for some Ouachita midfielders to handle, as Christian Brothers gets it back on their back line, kicking it back down to the front third of the field for another opportunity for Christian Brothers to put the final nail in the coffin for this Tigers team. Let's see here. Very, very controlled pace here for Christian Brothers as they try to make something happen in this front half of the field. The cross sails over the back of the end zone for a throw-in for Ouachita Baptist. Barely not a goal kick there, but it was just to the right of the flag in that corner there. So we're going to see a throw in for Washita Baptist, trying to make their way over to their half of the field, and it is cleared away by Christian Brothers. Defense, at this point in the game, the Tigers are just trying to make something happen as they just attack after attack on this Christian Brothers middle line, trying to break into their third of the field and just not having any luck up to this point. We're seeing a lot of very aggressive play from the Tigers, but we're also very clearly seeing that fatigue there in the back as they managed to break up a tackle and break into the Christian Brothers half of the field for Washita Baptist. With a cross, Washita Baptist trying to make it through. We have a significant size disadvantage here, but it looks like we're going to see a throw-in. And actually, we're going to see some substitutions for both Christian Brothers and Washita. For Washita, we're going to see number 5, Christian Baker, out, and number 26, Brandon Perales from Miami, Florida, the sophomore, come in. On Christian Brothers, we're going to see number 5, Mattia De Carlo, come off, and number 14, the captain, Philip Jacques, come off from Switzerland. Just trying to get some new legs in at the end of this game. We also might be trying, both teams may be trying to get their younger players a little more experience here as this game comes to a close. This is a good experience for young Tigers and Buccaneers to really get a feel for their game, get a feel for what collegiate play could really be, and kind of a better understanding of what it's like to play for their respective coaches. Certainly for this Washita team, full of younger players who have not played collegiately yet, full of players who have not yet played for Coach Hollifield. As Washita crosses it into the box, but is cleared away by Christian Brothers. Once again, Braden Hall in the backfield trying to make something happen, breaking through defenders as he breaks it right to a cross, gone awry right in front of the goal, leads to a Christian Brothers clearance out of danger for the Buccaneers. As Washita Baptist is now coming into some danger, clearing the ball away right in the penalty box for a Christian Brothers throw in on the side there. Definitely some contact there, a lot of aggressive play, but it looks like there's no penalty coming from the officials, and it will be a throw in for Christian Brothers here right next to that corner. They would have loved to see a corner kick there, but it was just to the right of it as Christian Brothers throws the ball in, trying to make a cross into the front field. Dylan Stahl with a finger on the ball, but hit in the end by number 7 from Christian Brothers, Manuel Morales, as Dylan Stahl now gets a goal kick for the Tigers. Tigers trying to make anything happen here, looking for the bright points from this game. One of them would definitely be Dylan Stahl in goal. As he's gotten a little more fatigued, he has slightly regressed in his shot-stopping abilities, but nonetheless, he has consistently kept the ball out of goal, spare a few lucky shots for Christian Brothers. You really can't ask for much more from a goalkeeper like that. You know, when shots keep coming to you, you're going to miss a few of them, and it's just natural. But his ability to keep as many out of goal as possible has been really very impressive for the amount of shots on goal this Christian Brothers offense have had. Once again, we're seeing just that experience that Christian Brothers brings to the table, and that those saves from Dylan Stahl are really, really helping their defense right now. And it looks like it's going to be a yellow on Washita Baptist. Number 6, Nathan Frost, is going to take the yellow there. for a free kick for Christian Brothers to put the final nail into the coffin, this set piece. And it is way over the goal, as Dylan Stahl will take it for a goal kick here in the final minutes of this game. We're seeing, we're going to probably see some final shots at goal, some really, really fast. And if my guess would be for this Christian Brothers team, they're going to try and park the bus here and prevent any possible goals happening from this Ouachita offense. Any final minutes attempts, their goal will probably be to keep those from landing, as Christian Brothers with the ball once again, puttering around in the front third, trying to break through this Ouachita back line. Manages to do it, but Ouachita breaks it up right before the shot, kicking the ball for a throw-in on the side. I'm sure that will give Ouachita a sigh of relief here, as a throw-in is a lot different to defend than a corner. I wouldn't necessarily say it was easier, but it's definitely very different to defend, as Christian Brothers takes the throw-in in their front third of the field. Once again, a out of bounds for Christian Brothers this time. Looks like it's going to be a throw-in for Ouachita Baptist in the back half of the field. Really trying to make something happen in these winding minutes with just under 50 seconds left in this game. Looking forward, the Tigers can certainly learn from some of the mistakes that they've made in this game. I think overall we've seen a team that's trying to learn to play together, a team that's trying to gain experience, to gain confidence as they approach this new season with a coach who saw some coaching time last season, but not nearly as much as most returning coaches would have. A team full of freshmen and transfers who have yet to play for this coach. And I think what we've seen is actually fairly good for what we are seeing in the terms of experience for this Tigers team. As the clock winds down in the last moments, looks like our final score here at Cluck Field.
Today's game, Christian Brothers 4, Ouachita 0. Fans, thank you for attending today's game. Thank you for your support of Ouachita soccer. The next game for the Tigers.
Looks like our final score is going to be Ouachita 0 to Christian Brothers 4 as we end this game. Make sure you tune in to the rest of the men's soccer games on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network as the year goes on, and make sure you tune in to our pregame show happening at 6 o'clock for the Ouachita Baptist football game against Southwest Oklahoma State. That's all for Phil Bird here at Cluck Field. We'll see you next time.
I'm Nicole Auerbach.
Kevin Kugler of Westwood One. Hi, everybody. It's Pete Kranica of the Memphis Grizzlies and Fox Sports Southeast.
This is Danielle Musselman.
This is Kyle Peterson with ESPN. This is Tom Hart of ESPN and the SEC Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Washington Sports Digital Network.